Hello and welcome back. Today is Monday, September 29th, and this is episode 112 of NoobTube, a weekly independent podcast where I'm not feeling that well.
Dude, I've been playing Wario Land Shake It, and I have just the thing for you. Check this out. I can totally fix this. All right, here we go.
What the hell? Garlic? How the hell is that going to help me? I'm not...
You're not feeling it?
No,
All right,
it's
hold
not
on.
gonna
Wait,
do
I can fix this. Hold on. Wait.
Jesus Christ! Change?
Yeah.
What? I can go buy medicine with this, but it's not even like $1.
Well,
you know how expensive...
Well, coins fix everything in games. Why aren't you like a game? All right, hold on. Give me one more shot. I can totally fix this. All right.
Oh, this is what I'm talking about. All right.
Just call me the Magic Man.
Oh, dear sir. Oh. Woo! Hey, I'm all better.
Woo!
Yes, kids. Alcohol makes you better.
That's right. Wine fixes everything.
That's right. I'm Yuzu Watanabe.
And I'm Tobin Gozire, and this week we'll be talking about Crisis Warhead, Wipeout HD, Wario Land Shake It, De Blob, and Kirby Superstar Ultra.
Yes, and our new releases include Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood on the DS, and Silent Hill: Homecoming.
And as always, we'll have site news, culture, and community sections, but let's get started with Crisis Warhead.
All right.
So I could just see this now where it's like our kid fans.
Yeah.
You know, they're not feeling well and they go to their parents and they're like, just give me some booze. That's
Yeah.
I've seen it on TV.
Yes.
That it makes you feel better if you drink wine.
I would like to imitate the people I saw on NoobTube. Please sue them after I get
That's right.
in an accident of some sort.
In all fairness, drinking wine does make me feel better.
You know, it does.
So,
Yeah.
I got a spider bite on my hand this week.
Your hand was like twice
my hand
as
was
big.
huge. I got a little pirate Band-Aid on it. My hand was like a big club, and I drank a bunch of wine.
The pictures did
totally
it
felt
actually
better.
help? Okay, good. Well, you know the actual benefits of wine are well documented, right?
Yeah,
At least a glass a day.
resveratrol.
Yeah.
Totally.
No heart attacks.
Crisis Warhead.
Crisis Warhead. So so we reviewed the game. There's all this change all over the place.
Yeah.
All right. We reviewed the original game a while back, and we had a bunch of bad things to say about it.
About Crisis.
Right? Original Crisis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one. What? It didn't run on my machine.
That was the big one. That was the number one was that
it's
you'd
huge,
have to spend $30,000 to get a machine that Crisis could run on.
And even then, it would still not run at a full 60
Yeah, it would still be
frames
kind
a
of
second,
like
right?
yeah.
And that was a big complaint, and the other big thing was the gameplay.
The
right?
mentality behind you were a super soldier,
Yeah.
but you've got this magic super suit that for some reason can't do more than one thing at one time.
No, you have to actually go one then the other. So you can make it like super strong,
Yep.
and you can kind of like run, crush people. You can go fast.
Yeah.
What else?
Stealth, wasn't it?
There was a stealth mode.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different ones, but y'all kind of had to use the mouse and go over. Apparently, you could do it with hotkeys, whatever. But
Yeah.
it just wasn't fun.
Right.
And that was one of the big problems with it. They fixed a couple of things with Crisis Warhead.
Okay.
A few. So you didn't get a chance to play it, right?
I did not.
But if you had it would have ran on your machine.
Now that is like the number one benefit. People have been saying that we talked about this in the show before. They went back and they just absolutely made it so that you buy some dinky shit
$700 machine and it will run it at 60 frames.
beautifully.
But there's a couple of problems.
Okay.
So one of the things they did was kind of make it so that the pop-in happens earlier.
What do you mean pop in?
Pop-in, so you'd walk, all of a sudden a tree would just pop up.
Oh,
in
yeah,
front of you,
yeah,
right? So
okay.
so the pop-in normally before there wasn't that much.
Yeah.
Now it's all over.
So like you're just walking, it's like bing, bing, bing,
Yeah.
bing, bing, bing. It's just like things just like arriving at it because they don't want to draw it in the distance.
Exactly.
They have like you're living in a bubble of rendering.
So it's optimized, I
Yeah.
guess, 60 frames a second, but it's really distracting to kind of walk and just see grass just appear.
Yeah.
And not too far away.
Uh-huh.
Especially coming from games like, Crackdown and some of the other ones where the view distance was just way the hell out.
So
there.
you've got a like big fuck you rig, right?
Yes.
Like so when you've got the slider bar from like Wussy
Yep.
all the way up to like Robodong.
Yes.
Where did you put it?
Robodong ×2.
Really? So you were able to you didn't have to crank back at all. You were able to just flat
I
out
put it at
max out the game.
1920. I put it at max, and it actually ran pretty decent. It was a little chuggy, so I then dropped it back down a bit.
Okay.
So I played at 1600 resolution.
Okay.
Full settings, but then I'm playing and it's just distracting. It's really pretty.
Well, because I was just wondering that because if you've got such a badass rig, if I played it with my shitty rig, I
Yeah.
wonder if the draw radius would be like a foot, right? So you're just walking in a gray fog and you're walking this like fucking tree. It's like it's like because you know what I mean? Because you'd have to shrink that circle.
Well, no, because the thing is, like when you play on your machine, you still have to make the resolution. You're not going to play at 1920. There's no way in hell,
definitely
right?
not.
You'll play it at 1024.
800 by 600.
800 by 600, but it'll look good.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
that's true.
it'll still look good. It just
Yeah.
won't be as sharp, right?
Okay.
they did all this stuff, and the thing is, like, I was talking to online the forums,
Yeah.
and I was saying I'm having these problems. It crashed on me twice,
Ooh.
which kind of pissed me off.
What's up
and I
with
stopped.
everything crashing these days?
I don't know.
It seems
Like
like
Spores
things
crashed.
getting less stable now. Like I guess they're just in such a hurry to rush shit out the door. But
But the thing is, there's other PC games which don't crash at all for me, right? Like Team Fortress 2 never crashed. I'm going to be talking about Colonization next week. It hasn't crashed on me once yet.
But there's a couple
I think it
big ticket
depends.
games that we've been getting. Maybe you just was just seeing it in a couple games recently. But
it's maybe the really uber complex one. This one's complex. So
Yeah.
so speaking about this, the
I almost
graphics.
quit playing Force Unleashed because of that.
Well, that was on the console too.
That was on a console. I'm just saying, like, there's crashy games coming out. It's weird.
I think it's just because games in general are just really,
They're
getting
getting
more
so
complicated,
complex.
right?
Yeah.
And it's just tough to QA all that stuff. But going back to Crysis, so it does look good. It does look better. I went on the forums and I was saying like, oh yeah, I'm having these problems. They're saying, oh, by the way, do get download the newest drivers.
They always say
Go
that.
to this environment file and change this setting, and then that will turn the streaming off. Where all of a sudden your draw distance will get huge.
Yeah. It's
And
just
I'm
like
like,
Crysis 1. We're just like, all right,
I'm
if you do, like, you rub a dead rabbit over something.
You sacrifice something, it'll magically work. And
Yeah.
the thing is, like, it's all that kind of shit that's actually starting to make me feel like less of a PC gamer.
Yeah. I know
I'm
what you're
getting
saying.
sick of it. I'm really getting sick of
Like
the
a console,
fact that
there's no one can tell you on a forum, go
No.
tweak this file,
No.
go do this, whatever. It's like if you put that fucking game in, if it doesn't work,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do to fix it. That's a shitty game.
yeah, and they'll patch it later, but it's broken for everybody,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, and that feels good.
Actually, though, that's not the case though, because I was playing Wipeout, which I guess we'll be talking about next.
Mm-hmm.
There is a bug in there, and it only affects certain people. I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But
All right.
but see what I mean? Like it's.
It's still a better bar. Like,
But I don't
the
want to have to go
consoles-
to a fucking environment file,
No.
and like change a couple of settings and then
You shouldn't
tweak
have to.
tweak it. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it anymore. So
About the game.
about the game.
About the game. Some
so
of the game.
it's Crysis. The gameplay is still very similar. You still have all the suit modes. You're
Okay.
doing all this stuff. They kind of they focused a lot more on making the game zones kind of like these points of interest on a map because it's a big map. It's a
Yeah.
whole island. You get all over the thing. But you kind of go there and all of a sudden like you just rush right in, you die.
So
You
they,
start over.
they didn't let you act like a monster like last time.
But it's like
Because before you'd be like knocking buildings down and all this shit. Like you could just run into stuff.
yeah, and now it's like you actually have to use the suit powers
Okay.
to kind of figure it out and then try. And the thing is, like, it's like a puzzle game, but it's just not. It's not puzzly enough for me. Where like number one, like you set a distraction over here, you do all this, you do that, and then you kind of beat the zone.
Right.
It's just like all that stuff. When you add that to the suit, it just isn't that much fun to me.
Okay.
Like it's more fun than Crysis, the original
Yeah.
Crysis, because I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can go over here, do my super speed,
Yeah.
jump on top of the building, and then
So
go.
you saw
and
what they'd
punch.
done, where they'd crafted the levels a little bit better.
A little bit better.
So
A
what
little bit.
what was unfun about it? Was it the micromanaging of the suit? Was it just like it just didn't feel right? I mean, like
There was no there's no reason for me to do this stuff. They didn't give me a good reason. They were saying like, oh, by the way, there's a tank over here. Go kill it.
nah.
And I'm like, okay, I go there. The couple huts in the way. You have to do something special to get around there.
Yeah.
And it's almost too open. It's like I kind of like open games, and I like the fact they can give me multiple things. But I just don't like the feel of like, well, you can go all the way around the edge because it feels fake to me. If there's only if there's a point of interest here, and you make the map this big,
Yeah.
that's not fun
Right.
to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? So, like, I kind of like the scripted environments a little bit more. I like the more interesting things to happen to
That's
me.
interesting. So you're kind of feeling less interested. I mean, like, but what?
That's why I'm worried about Fallout. Like, I mean, I know it'll be awesome. I know it'll be great, but I'm worried that it's going to be too Oblivion-y. It's going to be like way too open. I'm not going to be sure of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And, like, I
So
need
that's funny
a drive.
like we've been talking about that recently,
Yeah.
where I'm kind of into that. Like, I like that whole kind of a lot of free space sort of like open world thing.
But open world with nothing to do, that's like GTA, right? It's an open world with, like, you play darts.
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
like
but-
that?
Well, I liked all the wandering around in GTA 4. I didn't like the darts because that was just a stupid game element. But I do like the kind of just dicking around
Yeah.
endlessly and finding weird shit to do
Well,
and
then
stuff.
you might
So
actually like Crysis.
Maybe,
So you should,
maybe.
because I know you're working on
my
your
rig
machine.
is all fucked up. I need to fix my gaming rig, but I'll try and play Crysis later. If I disagree with you, I'll review it. If I don't,
Let me know,
we'll
yeah,
just-
because we also have Stalker, which I know a lot of people have been asking us to play.
Yeah, I've got that.
And,
I've got the game, and I just need to fix my machine so I can play it. Because
Yes.
this guy was just like absolutely dedicated. This guy in I forget his name now. We'll read his name later, but he donated the money for us to buy Stalker.
Oh, that's right.
So
yeah,
that I would review it on the air. So when we do that, we'll get around to it.
Exactly.
So next up was Wipeout HD.
So it's another game that I played. So thank you very much. Rasket actually hooked me up this time around.
Oh.
It's because of the game sharing feature.
Yeah. I thought you said it was Sloth.
Jesus Christ. No. So yeah, the Sloth actually did, but then he changed his password without telling me.
Oh.
I don't know what's up with that.
So Rasket hooked us up with Wipeout.
With Wipeout HD.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I would still buy it if I hadn't.
Oh shit! Sorry, Crysis. You gotta rate it, dude.
Oh shit, Crysis. No.
No.
Because
Okay.
it's
Thumbs
PC.
down.
You can't rent it.
Can't rent it.
If I could rented it, I would have said definitely give it a try for a rent. But the thing is, after
That's
it crashed on me twice, and I was like,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't that
the thing with
exciting to me.
PC games. It's got to be a fucking home run because there's
Yeah.
no such thing as renting.
And, it's just like, I like the games more, the first-person shooters more like, Half-Life,
Yeah.
Team Fortress, Team Base, Call of Duty. I mean, there's all these great
You like first-person
FPS
shooters like Fracture, right?
Yeah, I love first-person shooters.
Fracture
just
is
like
such a
Fracture.
great first-person shooter.
It is so awesome. The way
I
that
like how you're the first person.
perspective, yeah.
Just right through the first-person perspective.
Yeah. It's
We got so many people on YouTube that is like, Fracture is a third-person game. We don't care. Yes,
Like,
we
really?
know. Obviously, we know. We just called it an FPS because it's basically an FPS. It's like over the shoulder, whatever.
yeah, whatever. It's a TPS though. We'll get
Yeah,
it right next time.
TPS.
Okay.
Great. Thanks, Captain Pedantic. So next up, Wipeout HD.
So Wipeout HD. So Rasket hooked us up,
Yeah.
or hooked me up rather, and it is great. So it's a downloadable only game
Yeah.
for $20.
Yeah.
So if they had charged $60 and put this on disc, I would not be giving this a
Okay.
good review, because it's good. But the thing is, like, it's just kind of like the PSP version.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really do that much to it. So they kind of took the PSP version
It's
and
like
said,
way prettier, obviously.
Well, yeah, exactly. And the controls are so much better,
Oh, good.
right? I mean, because it's the PSP
Yeah,
versus
there's
that.
no nub.
My hand doesn't cramp
Yeah.
up. But yeah, it's very pretty. It takes all of the basic mechanics of Wipeout and then just extends it. You know what I
Cool.
mean? They added stuff where you can like do this double trigger action,
Uh-huh.
so you can basically slide.
Oh, like on the track, like
Yeah,
you whipping around
Well, have you
shit.
ever played Wipeout?
No.
See, look, this is the thing that I was surprised that why you haven't played it, because Wipeout to me basically is like a pro Mario Kart. I'm serious.
No, that sounds interesting.
Because
I like Mario Kart, but I want them to take out the fucking nuke shells
Yeah,
and all that.
and it's not there. None of that shit is there. Basically, you have weapons.
Yeah.
You play against a bunch of people online.
Yeah.
You have to be good at it. It's pretty. It's
Yeah.
got great music.
So
all
did you
this
try
stuff.
the online?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So, get this. Like before, like the last time I played online on the PS3 was Warhawk.
Holy shit! That was like 2
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
or a year and a half ago.
Like
God.
at least a year ago, and like
Yeah, you're right. I don't play anything online on my PS3.
so I was just playing, and I'm like, I saw Sloth and like Sunflower were there. We're
Yeah.
like, hey, let's go play. I'm like, okay, and I'm like. I'm like clicking through and like there's the in-game XMB and I'm like, how do I invite a friend? Right? I'm clicking on his name and I see like his trophies and I'm like, I just want him to play with me.
I'm in a whole new world. What's happening here?
You know what you do?
PS3 has online?
Yeah. Who would have thought, right? And like, so I did that, right? And I'm like, okay, well that's great. And then I started and basically said, oh, you have to create a game. So I
Okay.
created a game, and then they had to go and then look for a game with my name on it.
So you can't go to your friends list and invite people? I wonder why we don't play PS3 online very much. That's
I'm
so
just saying,
weird.
It's just like like I just want to play with my friends. And
Yeah.
I had to create
Can
a game.
you search for games only by your friends?
No. So you go to join game,
Yeah.
and then basically, and
Yeah.
granted, there actually aren't that many people playing online, so they were able to find me, right? But
Thank God.
Thank God.
Nobody's playing.
the cool thing is you can't.
But how they find you?
Well, again, there's not
So
that
just-
many
but I
games.
mean, like,
so you
scroll
can
in,
join
like, just-
game, and then boop boop boop. Oh, use those game.
Oh, wow.
And I actually had to make it so it's only 4 players and only my friends can play.
Wow.
So they had to see it, so nobody else could join. It was just like
That's bad. They should be able to filter. Like you always like have the shoulder buttons where it's like
think.
filter, friends only.
maybe
use
there
zone.
is. I didn't see it.
Okay.
Right? I
All right.
did not actually see one. But
Someone will tell you if you're wrong.
exactly. But so yeah, there's that. But the game itself is great. They took all of this, the great stuff about Wipeout, and just made it better.
Yeah.
I really think you should give it a try because if you like Mario Kart, you'll like this game.
Yeah, well, I mean, since Rasket has a copy that I can share, then I definitely. I mean, I hope people out there are doing this where they pool.
I
Like,
know.
if you got 5 friends and you guys want to play a game, I hope you guys are all
that's
like
so illegal.
giving money
Wait,
to one.
not
No,
really.
it's not.
It's-
You give your money to your friend and then like have one person buy it. But anyway, so I will try it as I realize what path I'm going down.
Yeah, we don't want to go that path.
So Wipeout HD is
Wipeout
really
HD,
fun.
it's really good for $20. It's a great buy.
Okay.
Because you get so much value. The thing
Yeah.
is, once I actually got to play with everybody, I was able to set up like a tournament of 3 matches.
Oh.
And it would just go one right after the other.
That's
and
nice.
We'd be talking. The other thing that sucks is talking.
Yeah, how do you do that?
So you can plug in a USB headset, which is what I did. But
Okay.
apparently you can pair a Bluetooth one.
Okay, that's actually pretty
But
cool.
you know what kind of sucks about it?
What?
It's just like it's not just talk.
Uh-huh.
You have to hold down the left button.
Oh.
And I don't know if you played any racing games, but like actually holding down the button while
you're
holding,
racing.
while you're racing, holding down the X
Ooh.
and then doing the air brakes,
Ooh.
and like, so I
wow,
didn't talk
that's
much.
hard.
I didn't
yeah,
talk much.
That's.
I
you're
don't
like,
know why.
Ah!
Yeah,
Ah! Fuck!
you would basically talk and then crash.
It's like I'm totally beating you. Fuck! I'm winning. Fuck!
Yes,
yeah.
that's
All
what
right.
happens. So,
So-
Wipeout, awesome.
Big thumbs up. And next up is Wario Land Shake It.
Yeah, we were really excited about this last week. We were like, oh man, this is gonna be right up our alley. It's gonna be awesome.
We were totally geeked.
What happened?
I don't know. I can't tell you what happened. It's really interesting. It was like
Yeah.
the game looks like what we saw at PAX.
Yep.
You know, it's got all those elements to it, but
But it's missing something.
yeah.
And I don't know what it is. Like, I'm trying to figure out what it is. It's just like, I was playing it. I rented it. Did you rent it?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so we both, like, waited a while, rented it, and just, like, I got it home, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of fun. I
Kind
can
of.
kind of see what they're going along.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, it got a little annoying because basically I had to shake.
Right.
And that was annoying to me because, like, you could shake and you could pick up every single guy and shake them and either get, like, coins or
Health.
health.
Right.
Garlic, right?
Yeah.
So it just got annoying to me. I mean, maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, so part of what I didn't like was the kind of the way that the levels were orchestrated, where you try and get to a point and then you have to escape in a certain amount of time. Like
You didn't like that.
not really. It
Why
wasn't because the escaping was never hard.
It's hard, but it's hard to actually do it and also get all of the other things that you have to do for the level.
Yeah, I
right?
mean they want you to like pick up all the coins and stuff on the way back. I
Yeah.
guess what it was it didn't feel to me like I was figuring out any puzzles. It was just kind of
there weren't any
there's
puzzle.
nothing that you have to think about. It's just more of like, oh, there's a coin up there. Okay, I'll get up there and get the coin. All right, I'll go over here and get this box. But it wasn't.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Yeah, what's that?
Because I think it's because number one, you rarely replay games, right?
Mm.
If you get like silver on a level, you're like,
Done.
I got silver. I'm
Yeah.
done. You don't want to get gold. You want to get all the stars. You don't
Right.
want to do all that stuff. And this game, that's what it's all about.
Is
Every single
replaying.
level, because the way it works is like you have the different parts of the map, just like Super Mario World.
Right.
And each zone has missions, almost
Right.
like achievements,
yeah.
basically. So you can do that. You can play it and replay it and get better and better and better at it. But you know, it all relies on memorizing. It all relies on all this other stuff.
See,
but
that's-
no puzzle solving.
Yes. So that's the thing is if a game has a bunch of puzzles that I have to solve 100% to beat a level,
Yeah.
then I will fucking play every single one of them. Or if I have to explore all through a level to find all the golden bolts like in Ratchet,
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
totally do it. But if it's one of these things where these puzzles weren't puzzles, it wasn't, you know,
No, they were. Well, it was hard as far as like reflexes are concerned.
Yeah.
right? I mean, you got to do all that kind of stuff. but
memorization is not my bag.
It's a shmup platformer.
Kind of, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I totally can see that because there's no
That's probably
thinking.
why it
There's no
is.
thinking there, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like I really like a game where I just like sit back and like, fuck, what? Like Braid or like
Yeah.
these things where you're just like, how do I get to that platform? Like, Metroid,
Psychonauts,
Psychonauts.
yeah,
But-
Castlevania even.
But here's the thing: is you kind of like the reflexy stuff.
But I don't like the memorizing. See, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
that's
If,
true.
if the whole point of it is to memorize a path, like,
Then
I
you're
just,
not getting a skill.
No. I'm
That's-
learning. I'm
yeah.
memorizing something that's going to be of no use to me whatsoever. Like, you're not going to put on your resume like, well, I got like 5 billion coins on WarioWare Shake It. It's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
not going to happen.
Yeah,
But
I put Psychonauts on my resume.
that will help you.
It would 99% of the time it wouldn't help you, but you get this one boss like fucking Psychonauts is the shit. You're hired. So yeah, it was missing an essential. Oh, not only that, but let me just stop and say the introductory cartoons.
That was weird.
It was so fucking dumb. Like there was nothing compelling about it. Like I would usually watch for like 5 minutes and then hit skip. And it was just
At
really.
least you could skip it though.
Yes,
But
thank God for
it
that.
was very Japanese. You look at it, it was so
It was super
Japanese,
Japanese,
like
that's true.
super. The thing is, I think if they actually had like Japanese like text and all that, I bet you there's more language
Yeah.
in the actual movie, but they just ripped it all out and saying we'll just be a
Fuck
little
it.
arty about it, like
Yeah.
whatever.
So It's funny. I mean, like I really didn't enjoy this game.
No.
I played it and I played it. You know, I kept putting in time, and I remember thinking about this because I was like, I should play some more Wario so I can review it for NoobTube. I'm like looking over at Deblob or something. I was like, and then I realized I'm like, if I'm forcing myself to play this game, I'm done with it, right?
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't ever have to be like, I should play more of that game.
Well, everybody wants us to, right? Everybody's saying like, well, dude, if you would have played Metal Gear Solid 4 12 hours to the end, you would have loved it.
Meanwhile, we played like 8 hours and we hated it. Like I wouldn't give Wario Land 8 hours.
No, that would have been too painful, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, it's one of those things about like doing NoobTube. We do it for fun. If we have to force ourselves to finish a game,
fuck it.
We turn into game reviewers who have no soul, right? I mean, they stop loving games because they're forced to play it.
Yeah, and that's if you listen to professional game reviewers, they're like that. They're like, I beat it. I was up all night. It wasn't very good. And you're like, then why the fuck did you beat it? Like,
because they were paid to beat it.
It's true. And these people really do on YouTube. They go and every week they're just like, if you guys didn't beat it, you can't review it. You're like, psh, eat a dick. I can't review it. I review it. And I said I didn't want to beat it.
That's the answer.
That's the answer. I was done with this game. So anyway, Wario Land did not like it.
Yes, and it's surprising to me because I was so excited.
I really if you watched last week's episode, we're both like, Wario Land, fuck yeah.
No, but what happened?
I don't know. Just wasn't fun.
And it's actually a huge difference from the next game we're talking about because I was like, I don't know about this game, and even you played it, you're like, yeah, I don't know.
At PAX, I was not digging it. So
what is it? The Blob. On the Wii.
On the Wii. So we played this at PAX, and it was just like we're all kind of standing. There's like 6 people standing around.
Yeah.
And we're all just like, what are you doing? Like, oh, I don't know. And you're kind of painting buildings, and everyone's just kind of sitting there. And it's like an FPS. You can hop in. You're like, boom, headshot. You're like doing whatever.
All the mechanics are set.
But like a game like Ratchet or these platformer games, when you have to learn the skill set and you really have to learn the mentality.
Those are all kind of. I mean, Ratchet, like a lot of basic platformers are fun. Just fun starting out. This one, the controls just pissed me off.
Yeah.
And like, again, I only played in first 10-minute chunks at a convention,
right,
which is a huge difference. But
yeah, so what I did is I looked at the game and I realized there's a lot of elements that look like a Tobin game. So I was like, even though I didn't enjoy this at PAX, I have to do this. So I sat down, I started from level 1 and started playing through all the tutorials and whatever, and I love it.
Why? So like what? Like the thing about me was the controls were so bad. Where basically all you would do is you kind of like swing it randomly, and then you jump, and then you use the control stick to like bounce against a building, and then you would paint it.
So you totally get used to it. So the way that we were playing it was too frantic. So most of what you're doing is the steering. So you kind of just do this infrequently. You're just like, okay, I'm steering over here because you can jump up on a building and then roll all the way along the walls. Like you can stick to them. You have to like find out. You push this switch and it turns off these electric pads, and you can jump up on the building and do stuff. So it's kind of like it's a platformer, and this isn't so bad. You just kind of
it's not a Ninja Bread Man.
No, because what we were doing is we were getting up on a building and we'd like swing to the left and try and jump off, and we swing to the right and do whatever. But it's just this. It's just a jump. So if you push to the left with a stick and do this, you jump to the left. So you're just kind of steering around. Just think of this like a jump button. But then
doesn't it get annoying after a while?
No, because it's also attack. So it's kind of cool. So you like run up towards something.
Yeah.
And there's some really fun attacks in there. There's like tanks that take like 50 ink blobs to kill, whatever. So you get these things where when you pull the left trigger, it locks onto shit. So you're not like pissed off that you can't steer. If you jump up in the air, you pull the left trigger, and it's like targets on the enemy, and you go flap, and it jumps down and kills him. So you're just kind of you start to get into this rhythm where you start to like, you know what I mean? Like you can.
And it's actually really accurate, like the actual. Yeah. Because that was my other problem. So I'd be flailing like crazy, and it wouldn't actually respond to my jumps or like do what I actually.
You got to take it slow. Like you got to actually learn the way that the controls feel, which is why hopping into it made us so angry because you're just like, why the fuck can't I jump between all these buildings the way I wanted to? And you're just like, you start to get used to it. Where.
Can you eventually do that?
Yeah. But you almost never do this multi-jump thing. You're not going bing, 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 bing.
But the thing is, like when I first played it at Comic-Con, I went there and I'm like playing, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, you can do all this cool stuff." And this is a developer who came and said, "Oh, by the way, go like that, and then go here, and then jump." And he was actually showing me how to do it. And I was trying it, I was failing, and it just wasn't any fun.
I gotcha. Well, I mean, like maybe I was playing it differently because a lot of times what I would do is I'd get to the top of a building, and I'd jump over the top of another building and roll down the buildings and do whatever. But I wasn't doing these multi like 17. Maybe if I'd tried to do that, it would have pissed me off.
Okay, so what about the actual game besides the controls actually made it fun? Because is it all like the puzzle solving?
So there's some puzzle solving. So I will say this: the game is not super hard.
Okay,
Like-
this is sounding familiar.
Yeah, so the game is fun. It's kind of a fun, relaxing game. Like
Yeah?
you'll get to these things where you have to find your way through a level. So there's puzzles, like you push this switch, you jump to here, you get around here.
Yep.
But it's never one of these games where like you try to beat a level 10 times and fail, right? Like you're gonna figure out every level. It's just
Gotcha,
kind of
yeah.
fun to go through it.
Huh,
It's
okay.
just it's like with like a Sudoku kind of thing where you're never gonna not get a Sudoku, right? Like
yeah, I guess
it's there. Like you're gonna walk through it. You're gonna or maybe the other Sudoku like game that we reviewed where you're adding up the numbers with the columns. I forget what that was.
Oh, Picross.
Picross.
Yes. Eventually, your time will just be
You're
really
gonna
shitty.
get it.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say this is like a hardcore gamers game. I would just
Yeah.
say that it's a
Is
fun.
it a buy?
I'd say it's a rent.
Okay,
it's definitely
good.
a rent.
Yeah, because I mean, it
it's
doesn't
a-
look
it's
like
a-
it's going to be a long game.
It's a borderline casual game, I guess is what I'd call it.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of in that thing
Can
where
you play co-op or anything?
there is co-op.
There's co-op. How does that work?
I didn't try it.
Okay. Well, if it's a borderline casual game, you should have gave.
I know. I probably should have because she watched me play it and she thought it was kind of fun to watch. The music is really fun. The characters are really cute. So I mean, like it's like almost like a Mario style game where it's very compelling in that the music is fun. Like it's just an enjoyable experience.
Gotcha.
And a lot of my anal collectiveness thing comes in where in every level there's all sorts of different things. There's like gold and silver medals for how much of the level you paint.
Uh-huh.
There's all these medals for if you hit every tree, if you find every this, if you
But you don't go back and do it. You just
no,
try
no,
to do it
no.
while
I just try and do it while I'm doing it. And
okay.
Once you paint a whole block in X number of colors, these guys come out and you free them, and it's multi-leveled enough that
Yeah.
it keeps you interested because there's lots of different
sounds
things
really
like.
boring to me for some reason. I don't know why.
But every level ratchets up in difficulty too, where
Oh,
there'll
okay.
be these like fucking like racer bikes from Star Wars. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I forget what they were called. The something bikes.
Not pod racers, right?
No, the ones that they rode in the Ewok
Oh, an
woods.
Endor, yeah.
Like fuck the light bike somethings. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah.
bikes like that shoot ink at you, like black ink, and
Yeah.
like they're like zooming around, like, and you're having to jump up and like tag them. And then there's big tanks that come later, and there's, I enjoyed it. I think it's really fun. It's not super hard, but it's
Yeah.
just a very enjoyable experience.
You know what it sounds to me like? It sounds to me like when you review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, some of those Pixar games, kind of like, it's fun, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, not
Kung
like
Fu
it.
Panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
It's true. I mean, I'll
Is
give
that
you-
about the level that you
That's
would
about
say?
that's about the level. Yeah.
All right.
So it's just a borderline casual game that has got some puzzles in it, and it's a fun playthrough.
That's funny because you give me so much shit about like Cake Mania, which is to me is a hardcore game, right? Hardcore for the casual set.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about is just like, woo! I'm 8 years old. I love this game.
But there's puzzles, there's game stuff there. I'm not saying it's like retarded easy. It's just
Okay.
like it's. Shut up! You play Cake games.
Hey man, it's hard when you get to the high levels.
Yeah, that's true. Cake Mania is probably actually much harder than this game would ever be.
Exactly.
But-
Oh, the last one. See, this is the one that
So thumbs up.
oh,
thumbs up from me.
I might try it.
Yeah,
now that you're
I
talking
really
about
think
it.
you
I
should
actually
at
might try
least
it.
give it a rent.
So if I disagree with you, then I will
Come back
again.
and review it. All right. So, and then last one up is Kirby Superstar Ultra.
Yeah, we got some shit from some people in our forums about Kirby games.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Because we
a little
reviewed
bit.
that one game where you draw
Yeah.
the fucking platforms.
This is like not all Kirby games involve drawing. Blah blah blah.
true.
It's like thank you.
Yeah, so other Kirby games involve absolutely no challenge at all.
Oh really?
Like, for example, Kirby Superstar Ultra, which is
on the DS.
so stupidly easy.
But what is it?
I
I
almost
mean-
fell asleep.
Oh,
Did you not play it?
no, I did not.
Oh, okay. So it is.
We did a lot of splitting of games this episode.
Yeah, that's true. We
yeah.
kind of went back and we got to overlap more. But so Kirby Superstar Ultra, you can basically it's a platformer where you're just trying to get to the end of each level and beat a boss. That's like
okay.
very very simply.
Sounds
It's like
Castlevania.
Mario.
Sounds like Mario. Sounds like Metroid.
So
Sounds
you
good.
can suck in enemies and then absorb their powers. So
Yep.
like there's a guy with a sword and you suck him in and you got a sword.
Yeah.
And then
That's Kirby's special power.
yeah, it's his special power and he can suck in air and he can float. So you
Yep.
can like float through levels. So that's the basics of the game. That's pretty much the whole thing. You can
Alright.
suck into other people's powers and that's actually really cool. There's like ninjas you can suck in their shit. There's like
What do you get
magicians.
when you're sucking a ninja?
He like shoots like a fucking Guile's sonic boom. It's like phew,
Oh,
phew, like,
nice. All right.
so this whole thing is these great mechanics. Like I looked at them like if this had done the challenge level of things like some of those Square Enix games. If this had been a Square Enix game,
Like what?
Rocket
Rocket Slime.
like
okay.
Rocket Slime,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of level where they've got these, you suck in the abilities and you have to use them to get through levels, and the enemies are challenging and the levels are intricate. So this is just like, you almost have no choice but to finish the levels. Like if you just keep walking in one direction, you're going to get to the end of the level. The bosses take like 4 hits with whatever special powers you have. You just like foom, 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 or they shoot like a star and you suck it in and shoot it back at them and they die.
That's it.
I mean, it is,
So is it-
just, and I,
Were you playing on easy level or something?
so
I
it
mean,
starts
was
off easy. It's like 1 star, and then it's like 3 stars, and it's 5 stars in difficulty level.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
played all like the first all the way up to like 5-star challenge level, like the
and
hard.
it didn't matter.
Never got much harder.
Huh, I wonder if it's because it's more geared toward
Children.
children.
Very
basically.
young children. So
Which
this
is too bad because I think
But I know that it's got a bunch of rabid fans. Like, people are like, Kirby's fun, it's this, it's that. It's like, if you guys disagree with me, you can tell me where the challenge is,
Yeah.
because there's a couple other like mini games in there. There's this one mini game where you have to go and find 60 treasures in a level.
that sounds
and
kind of fun.
it's just tedious. Like, there's no challenge in it, right? Like, you'll walk and there's a treasure box, and you're like,
Yeah.
wow, I fucking found a treasure. How hard was that? It's just like slapping me in the face.
It's like, here's a
pick up this
sticker.
box. Okay, I did. And there might be 1 or 2 boxes that's kind of difficult to find, and you still find them. The enemies aren't hard. You have unlimited time to wander around and try and find this
Well,
shit.
see, that's too bad because I remember the original Kirby a long time ago on the DS. The one where you do draw. It was actually kind of fun because you're drawing level. It wasn't
No,
particularly
the drawing
hard.
was. I thought that was actually very cool.
Yeah.
Because you would, it's a different way of interfacing with the DS for one thing, where you
And it was
jump
brand
and you
new.
could draw a
Yeah,
level
yeah.
and it would slide over it and enemies would be falling on it. You could protect things and jump shit. Like, that was actually, it made you think.
Yeah.
This game had none of that.
It's too
Literally
bad.
none of that. Like, I couldn't find any fun in it.
Because I want good like remember the last great platform I played was probably like a Castlevania
Yeah.
or
Castlevania
like
was
new
fantastic.
Super Mario Brothers.
That was
good.
great.
So come on, give us something.
I know.
Nintendo?
So this is just not cutting it. So the thing is like I said, the mechanics are really good. So they could have made a fun game out of this. Like,
Yeah.
it looked good. It was polished. It was the music was
If
interesting.
they have like an adult version of Kirby, then
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah, you
better.
gotta make it better than that. So thumbs down on Kirby Superstar.
It's too bad.
There's no game there.
I know.
I couldn't find it.
Ah,
So, but Deblob made my week better, and Wipeout apparently made your week better. So we've
Wipeout
had a
did.
decent week.
yes. Especially considering how many games have been coming out. I mean, it's
I know.
it's not bad.
This week was actually really cool for that, where we just kept like, I wanted to play Wipeout HD, and I actually didn't have time with the
Yeah.
other games that I played. So
So hopefully we'll be able to get to the next couple of weeks are actually a little light, so
Yeah.
we'll be able to get to some of these other games at some point.
sadly, next week not looking so good.
So the first game though is Sonic
Chronicles.
The Dark Brotherhood. It's the BioWare RPG Sonic.
Yeah,
We saw it at PAX.
yeah. You made fun of it to the people that made it.
I know.
Like,
She
you weren't even drunk. You just like
No.
were walking up and they're like, here's
Like, what
Sonic
is this
Chronicles.
shit?
You're like, why does this suck ass? I've got another question. Why do you work here? Why do you work on bad games? And they're just like, oh, they're like
No,
crying.
dude, the lady I was speaking to, she was like, "What podcast are you from again? Like, how many people
It's
watch?"
true. It's
Yeah,
true. 'Cause she was like, you're like, why does your game suck? And she's like, oh, are you the asshole on the on the podcast? And like, is your friend the quiet one? I'm just like,
We're just going back and forth. It was awesome.
yeah. But anyway, so we were making fun of it because it's got these weird things where like you go around and
Oh,
find
yeah.
an enemy, and then they're like, okay, now you have an enemy fight. Wait, first you have to chase them.
Because you're Sonic and you
'Cause
run
you're
really
Sonic,
fast. And
so
that's
you're
kind of
running and like jumping over logs like fucking Pitfall.
and it's almost like a mini game. And I really hope they don't actually put it in front of every single
I know.
battle that you do, because that would.
Was it random battles too, or was it like?
I think it was. I don't remember.
I wasn't
was
really
very old
watching
school,
because
yeah.
I was playing Yakuza 2.
Yeah.
So I had no eyes for this. I was just in the good game. But
Whatever. When are you gonna play that game, by the way? It's been out
they
for-
told me they'd send me a review copy because I like Yakuza and they haven't sent it yet. So
I wonder if it's
I'm not
because.
gonna buy it
I wonder if it's because they.
because they remember you. You ruined everything for this show. So at Sonic Chronicles, we don't know that much about it.
Well, the thing is, so after talking with them, she was actually laid down. She was like, "Look, I know that as a hardcore Sonic fan, you're probably not going to like it." She said that it was geared toward children. It is my first RPG for children.
Okay.
So, given that, looking at that light, I'm like, if I was 8, I might actually like it.
Okay, but we're still not going to enjoy it.
Oh
then,
hell
so.
no! Like I'm not going to. But the thing is, like I can understand, right?
Yeah.
Because BioWare, I respect, right? BioWare made fucking KOTOR.
Yeah.
They know how to make RPGs.
Very true.
And somebody, either Sega told them or they decided on their own. They said, "Look, we're going to make a kids RPG game." on the DS. So
I'm a big fan of getting kids into RPGs. So I mean
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
if we can at least review it and decide if we agree with that.
That's
So-
the thing, yeah. So,
so-
if they're aiming for that target, I will give them much more benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But if they're actually trying to target old school Sonic fans,
Yeah.
screw it. Because
All
actually, what they're trying to do is with Sonic Unleashed, which I'm still on the fence about.
Yeah.
Dude.
We'll leave that one. And then next up is Silent Hill Homecoming.
I played it.
Okay. What do you think? By your face, I think that you loved it, right? Is that
Yeah, no, it was so awesome. I just see. Look, I love Resident Evil. I love survival horror. Some games, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple of good ones. I never played any of the other Silent Hills, so I don't know what to expect from this concern. But this one, you're in a hospital, or you start in a hospital,
Right.
and all you see out of your whole, fucking 720p lines of thing is a flashlight.
No! Condemned did that, and we fucking hated it.
Did Silent Hill do that?
No,
What did
Silent
they
Hill
do?
2 was the one that I played that I liked. I played Silent Hill 3 and I didn't like it.
Okay.
But Silent Hill 2, you were in this fucking scary abandoned town, and it was great. You could see everything. Like it wasn't.
Oh.
They didn't do this bullshit. Put you in a
Yeah.
tunnel. There was no flashlights. Like there was some fog, but it was
Yeah.
kind of cool because there'd be this wall of fog, and then like shambling out of it would come a zombie.
That's cool.
And it scared the living Christ out of me.
See, but the thing is that like this one, right? It's like you're set in a really run-down hospital, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like it's like every other survival horror ones. You have nurses with no face going,
Yeah.
killing you. But like, you can't see shit. And like, basically, since it's a run-down hospital, all
Right.
the walls kind of look like the doors.
So you're just kind of like, where the fuck am I?
So I'm walking around. I'm saying like, okay, cool. And I walk around. And I can't find a way out.
Yeah.
I walk around, can't find a way out. And I was like, hey, I can't find. It's like, did you find the door? I'm like, what door?
Oh,
and then
it was
I look,
the darker brown splotch on the brown bloody wall.
Exactly. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I went through the door, and then I went through another couple of
Yeah.
corridors, and I'm like, I'm stuck.
And he's like, let me help you. Like, oh, let me help you. I'm out. I'm going to put this shit down.
Yeah,
I don't
and
care
I'm
about
like,
your game.
I guess it has a good pedigree.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me Silent Hill 2 was great.
It was, but Silent Hill 3 wasn't good. So, I mean, it kind of went downhill after that. What was that fucking...
fucking
That
hate
just
that-
reminded me of that
What?
game. What was that game where you could, like, throw your sword that came out just really recently?
Wait, what?
There was this game. Fuck, we played it. It was at it wasn't at PAX, but it was at something that we like
Yeah.
because the guy that was working the thing, like you had to throw your sword and it would come back to you, and
Yeah.
we both kind of said that the demo was shitty.
What, Dark Sector.
Dark Sector.
Yes.
So like the employee walked over. He's like, "Oh, let me help you." I'm like, "That's okay." He's like, "No, seriously." I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go. There's things."
There's other games that I want to
like,
play.
he wants.
Did you
to-
seriously just put it down?
Yeah, I was like, "It's
Oh,
okay."
shit.
I can tell that this game sucks.
It actually came out, and it did
Oh,
suck.
I saw all the copies at Hollywood Video. None of them were rented
For like
so.
$9.99 budget price.
So
But
Silent Hill doesn't sound good at all.
Hopefully
Sounds
they'll
like
have
Doom
a
3.
hopefully they'll have a rental or either a demo on Xbox Live, so you can give it a try. But
Yeah.
what I played was just like it was kind of cool because it was very atmospheric and the sound was great. I'll
Okay.
give it that. The sound was
Yeah.
really
They're
good. And I
good
was
at being
scared.
scary, yeah.
But when I go from scary to like where's the fucking door,
It's not fun.
I've lost it. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not in the moment. I
Right.
don't have any of the.
Yeah, you imagine you're like terrified in this hospital. You're like, "God, the fucking door looks like the wall. It's like zombies. Like, oh, you're like, shut up! Look at this stupid door.
Yeah, tell me, can you see this door?
You're like, go ahead and kill me. Fuck this.
Yeah.
This hospital's retarded. All right, so
Exactly. So that is it. That's actually it for the week,
yep. So next week is looking a little light, which is sad.
which is a little sad.
But I'm gonna go back and play Wipeout. Maybe we'll play some other stuff.
Well, you're going to be gone in Pennsylvania, so
Yeah.
we're going to be. We're actually recording another episode after this.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out.
Absolutely. So next up is Noob Tube Shoop.
Shoop, shoop. So
Shoopy shoop.
42 is going on right now, but the current vote. So go there now, or it probably already finished by the time.
Yeah.
But
By the time you see this, it will be finished, but we don't know who the winner is.
last week's winner was I don't remember actually.
remember
but it was
either.
one where we were like back in the day of pixelated boobs.
Yes,
It was awesome.
that was pretty sweet. So that is good. So check out the Shoop. Also is NoobTube Member of the Week, number 20.
Number 20! So number 19 is Mixed Up Zombie with his weekly release update. Have you seen his thread?
Yes.
It's really great, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's kind of like a rundown of everything coming out.
Yeah. And if he actually is able to do that every week, do you know how much of a useful resource
Oh,
it's
that's
gonna be?
huge. It's huge.
Huge.
We could stop doing research on games every week and just use his thread. 'cause,
Exactly.
like,
I would be like,
Because you and I every week we're just like reading through every new game. Like that'd be fucking hilarious if we're just like pull up the thread.
Well, let's see. Mix Up Zombies said,
Done.
So yeah, make it happen, dude. Because that is an amazing, amazing thing. So.
Yeah, thank you very much. So you are the member of the week. Next up is Viewer Homework by Pocket Migo.
Yeah. So the subject of this week that everybody needs to go to the forums and say your thing and chime in is video game domination. So this is in regards to media in general.
Okay.
So basically, is he saying like in the next 5-10 years, are video games going to turn or overrun all other forms of entertainment?
Well, last year, or it wasn't even the year before, was the first year that video games brought in more money than Hollywood.
Than the box office.
DVDs fucking wreck everything. But I mean, seriously, for new games to bring in more money than Hollywood box office is a big deal.
Games are kind of expensive, though.
They are.
$60.
It's true. It's very expensive.
If you look at it from the point of view of $10 movie versus $60 game, how many people actually go? If you don't look at money but actual people, I think it still has a ways to go.
That's probably true. But I mean, it's at least getting there in terms of being a money juggernaut, right? Like people have to pay attention to it.
That's true.
I mean, if you look at things like Second Life, where suddenly my mom knows what fucking Second Life is. How crazy is that? Well,
really?
I mean, not really. Right?
Yeah, okay.
like, if you asked her any detail about
She know about
it,
the flying penises and all that
she
stuff?
doesn't, like nobody knows, but I mean, like you'll be listening to NPR,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, somebody has a question in Second Life, and it's like, really?
The thing of Second Life,
It's a question like, how do you like this dong? Media cares more than we do.
Yeah, media cares way more than gamers or even the general public does for that particular game. But I mean, you look at it, right? If we're talking about domination of a media life form, it's just like people still read books.
Yeah.
People still listen to music.
Theoretically, some people still read newspapers.
No, not anymore. that, if anything, that's dying. People still read magazines. It's like nothing will dominate. It will just now take its place as not a niche media, right?
Right. So I mean, that's why we start getting these people that do more and more exploration games like Fahrenheit, that they become more of a narrative, and then people do kind of more experimental games because when the pie gets bigger, even getting a little slice of that pie, it's not so bad, which is great for us because everyone's got little things that they like.
Yeah.
So it's really wonderful to have these things where someone can make a game directed just at very small subsegments when before it wouldn't have been possible.
Well, before it was like all you had was kind of the subsets, but you didn't also have the mainstream great, the big games that we also like, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, a lot of people give a lot of shit to Nintendo for like making all these casual games and all that, but if you actually think about what they're doing, they are making this pie and making it twice as big.
Hell yeah.
If that pie is twice as big, some of those people are going to graduate from casual games to hardcore gamers. They are going to buy hardcore games. More people will make them.
Hell yeah. I mean, like, seriously.
It's not going to hurt, you know what I mean?
When's the last time a nursing home bought a console before the Wii? Fucking never. Talk about opening up a new whole segment.
I think back in '82, maybe some have bought Atari 2600s.
You think?
Or Pong, at least.
Maybe. I don't
back
know.
in the day,
that just seems scary and confusing.
Dude, everybody had an Atari 2600
That's
back
true.
in the day. They sold 40 million consoles.
Okay, that's true. But I mean, seriously, getting like people playing bowling, moms that would never play. I mean, making the pie bigger is awesome. So I mean, it is already starting to dominate media more and more.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll ever win just because like no media will ever win. People will always want to go and watch passive entertainment.
And
I still
wouldn't
watch TV.
I wouldn't want it to win.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy watching TV, right? I mean, sometimes I don't want to play a game. Like sometimes I want to read a book. So I mean, that doesn't have to be a winner.
No, not only that. I think also the cool thing about it is all the media will then just flow into each other, right? You're going to get games based off books.
Yeah.
Books based off games, which doesn't work out too well usually.
Somebody was talking on the YouTube forums, like, I just finished reading blah, and it was like a game based on like, it was a book based on
probably like the Mass Effect book or the
Halo book, right? And people are just like, it was great. It's like, really?
Hey,
maybe it was great. I mean, I'm not going to say it wasn't great.
We liked Dragonlance back in the day.
We did like Dragonlance.
And so if you try to read it today,
so if it's a good writer, then it could be a good story. It's just I don't think I would ever read a book based on a video game. I just don't care that much. I'd rather play the game.
You'd totally read a Ratchet book. You totally would. If they made one, you totally would.
Out of morbid curiosity, I would have to read a Ratchet book just because that's so fucking weird.
I know.
But I wouldn't like buy the second Ratchet book, right? Like I would probably get the first Ratchet book and read it on the air.
Yeah,
like,
you'd be like,
It's like, oh, touch me, cried Clank.
Wait, we're talking about Ratchet / fiction.
I'm gonna go search the web and see if there's / fiction for Ratchet and Clank. That's disgusting. What's wrong? The internet is a dirty, filthy place.
It is.
Voicemails.
All right, so each week we cover a number of video voicemails on the show and audio. If you have a burning question, interesting story or whatever. I'm starting to get a little drunk. Funny story, give us a ring.
You can contact us toll-free at 888-233-8480. Send your audio or video.
Video, please.
Video files to feedback@noobtube.com. Also send us video responses on YouTube. But if you do, also send us the video file because we can't download shit off YouTube.
It is a pain in the ass. And video questions are preferred, but all questions need to be under 60 seconds to be featured on the show. Please remember that.
Don't forget the yow.
Yo.
So, first up is Pog707 with a question. Here we go. Come on. There we go.
What's up, NoobTube? This is Pog707 from the forums. I was Crowley at PAX, my real name. One question for you guys. What's it going to take for next year for us to have a panel at PAX? I think it'd be fucking sick. And I think by next year we'll be big enough that we'll be able to deserve it. Fucking, what do you guys think? Yow!
That would be the shit.
That would be amazing, but I think it's going to take a lot to be on a panel.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean,
Right?
So if we were girls... They seriously.
Where is this going?
I'm just saying. I shit you not. There was panels at PAX this year where they're like, "What's it like to be a girl gamer?" And the people who would be up there, their qualifications would be like, "I played a game."
Really?
There were some shit
Didn't
panels.
they have at least Fragdoll up there or something?
They
like
probably
that?
had one or two, but I mean, they'd also just have like a girl, a woman that works editing a video game magazine. You know what I mean? Like just kind of they were kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. They're like, just get up there and talk about playing games as a girl.
But if you think about like the general PAX audience, they will want to see that particular panel as opposed to a sausage fest that is NoobTube,
which is
right?
NoobTube. So it's true, but I mean the thing is we've gotten to the point now where the NoobTube army is loyal. They show up at PAX in force. We've got 20,000 people that watch the show every week.
It's true.
And it could be fun. We might have to be on a panel with some other people,
Yeah.
but they would have no idea what they're walking into, right? Like they'd be
No.
like, "Oh, gaming podcast," and we just walk in. We're just like, "Can I get a yow?" And everyone's like, "Yo!" Because we were already a force to be reckoned with this
With
year.
just like 40 people, and we're expecting at least 100, if not more.
I mean, we had people doing call and response. People were like, we would go into this big room full of thousands of people, and then like Locke would get up there and he's just like, Kickle. It's like Cubicle. So we've got
that with
such
100 people.
No, we've got such a great fan base that I think that maybe next year or near the PAX time we're going to try and talk people into letting us do that, just because it'd be a good group event for us and for you guys, just for fun. You get up there, you could ask us questions, we just have a good time.
Yeah, and I think so. If we're looking at it from pure numbers perspective, I mean, we even asked. We actually submitted saying like we would like to do a live show of NoobTube at the actual thing, but we didn't hear back from them.
Right.
But there are other podcasts that are featured there. Their numbers versus our numbers. We basically, I bet you, if once we match them or beat them, it'll happen.
Hell yeah!
You know what I mean?
So let's make it happen. So that would be really fun. PAX next year is going to be the shit. Everyone make plans now.
Yes. Save your money now. It's going to be pricey.
Fuck yeah. So next up is Dark Knight 75 with a question.
Hey guys, this is Dark Knight 75 from the forums, and I just heard that after Halo Wars is done, Microsoft is going to be closing Ensemble Studios. Now, I think that's bullshit. I mean, what the fuck? What's going on? What do you guys think about that? Yow.
Is this true?
This is apparently true, yeah. So Ensemble Studios, they made the Age of Empires series.
Okay.
They're very well
like
renowned.
Age of Empires?
I love Age of Empires. I played Age of Kings a lot. I didn't play many of the other ones, but it's RTS thing, and they're making the Halo RTS called Halo Wars.
Yeah.
But they're shutting them down.
So have we heard anything about why this would be true? Like, have we heard any news or anything?
So the actual announcement said that they are trying to concentrate their dollars on studios that are going to be working on like guaranteed hits.
But have they ever had games that weren't? You know, like that's weird to kind of focus on these
More
studios.
hits,
Like,
though, right?
yeah, but I mean, Halo Wars can't fail. It's got Halo in the title.
But it's an RTS on a console.
That's true. That's
So
not.
I don't know.
Not a good sign.
I see. I mean, like, who has made an RTS on the console that actually is barring anything that we may have played?
No
recently,
one.
right?
No one.
Right? Nobody's done it yet, and just like I don't know if they'll have it in them. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But
The
regardless,
closest anyone came was that Lord of the Rings one.
Oh, even then, that wasn't very good.
I'm just saying they came close to playable. It wasn't very good.
Yeah, okay. We have different degrees of playability, but so the thing is, like, I think it's kind of sad because I know Age of Empires series made money, but it probably doesn't make Halo money or Fable money.
God, that's gotta suck as a developer, where it's like you've come up with these great hits, and they're just like, well, you weren't Halo,
but
you weren't Fable.
But they have fucking Rare, who's churning out. Granted, they're great games.
Yeah.
Viva Pinata 2. I don't think it's going to sell that much.
No, it's not going to sell that much.
Right?
I'll tell you that right now.
And there, what is it, Banjo and Kazooie, which I'm not really so sure of.
Yeah, that's not a big franchise. That's kind of like down, like
Yeah.
there's like Sly Cooper, and you get
Yeah,
down,
and it's
like
just like,
Ratchet's up
ooh,
here.
Banjo. Ooh, or
Yeah, like
it's
I'm bored. I guess I'll play.
Spyro, right? Spyro Banjo.
Spyro used to be good, and then
Well,
it's just
now?
like every fucking one has just been lower and lower.
So that's the thing. I mean, I kind of question it from the fact that I know if they came out with an Age of X
Yeah.
on the PC, it'll sell tons of copies. But
Sure.
is it worth hiring all those people? I don't know. It's a business decision. So it's just like, I think it sucks because I think, hopefully all the guys are going to go and form their own studio.
Yeah, that'd be
And
good.
make cool games.
That'd be very cool. So
So
that sucks for them.
not
we're not
gonna
gonna play Halo Wars, so I don't feel super bad. But,
No.
So next one up is Jozaraz
Is
something. Careful.
that you or me?
I don't know. Shit.
It's you.
Uh,
Yeah, it's good.
hopefully the audio's still okay. Next up is Jozers25 with a PlayStation question.
Huh.
Hey guys, it's Joseph25 from the forums. It's not too long till the public release of PlayStation Home, and I've noticed you've not talked about it a lot. I know it's more of an application than a game, but from what you've seen, do you think it's going to be a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Yow.
There's a reason why we haven't talked about it that much.
Yeah. The fact that it's not out yet.
The fact that it's not out yet, and the fact that every time we hear anything about it, it's generally a feature reduction. So
Let's see what they take out recently. They took out the whole thing about sharing your videos
Right.
with everybody else.
and that was a big deal.
We were so excited about that. So it's like that was going to be the NoobTube Lounge. We're going to have the NoobTube Lounge and show the episodes or
Right.
whatever, just like stupid videos.
Or I mean, if you know how cool it'd be if you had a room and people could pop in and out, and you're just like, I was playing this game the other day.
Yeah.
Here's me doing this. I totally fragged user right in the face.
right there,
And then-
teabagged him.
And it would be especially funny where it's just like, kind of like mockery videos or doing
Yeah.
this like whenever you did something awesome. But I mean, this was one of. They're taking out the things that everyone said was going to make it different.
I know.
Like it's eventually going to be like, we finally launched PlayStation Home. It's you in a gray room.
Yeah.
It's like, great. What
Here's
can
a
you do from
trophy
here?
and one in
Well,
the
you can
corner.
put a game in and play it. Like, it's hard to get excited now.
Well, there's still a couple of things, right? There's still going to be the avatars. There's still going to be the place with the gathering areas. They haven't taken that out yet.
Right.
There's still going to be the way where you can launch games within. I mean, it's going to be the party system, which might work. But I mean, I'm worried that if they take this out, they're going to keep taking other stuff out, right?
Right.
Little Big Planet said they're going to take out, which has nothing to do with home necessarily, but
The
they're going to
online
take out the
level design.
online level design. So
Right.
it's just like everybody's cutting, and like even Fable. Did you hear about that?
No.
So Fable took out online co-op. You didn't hear
Are you
that?
shitting me?
No. Wait, because they said it will come a week or two after as a patch.
A week or two, my ass.
But I'm just saying. So
It's
they
going to be like 6 months.
I'm just saying.
Wow. Fuck. Talk about over-promising. So these guys just
know.
they're like, oh, it does everything. And they're like, well, it does one thing. We'll give you
Yeah.
everything later. And then, of
Later.
course, the thing is the main developer,
Yeah.
they ship the game, they put the B team on the other content, and then the main
Mhm.
developer's like, there's this shiny thing over here.
We'll get to it eventually.
I'm sure that Fable 2 will eventually be awesome, but I'm very busy on Fable 3
Yes.
or
Or
something.
I'm taking a vacation because I've been working my ass off for the past whatever.
Yeah.
So,
This is why we haven't been talking that much about PlayStation Home. It has potential,
yeah.
and we're definitely going to really play it when it comes out. But I mean, we can't talk about it every week if there's nothing to talk about.
Well, there's only talk about whatever can be cut, right? So it's just
Right.
like, and it's depressing because the thing is, we like to be optimistic.
Yes.
We really like, we want the dream of being able to game with everybody we want. We're going to be able to do all this stuff. But each time they take away, it's like a dagger through my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
It's
we
just-
get so excited about these things, like we start to get to the point where you don't want to get excited about these features.
I know. Because I've
And-
been burned so many
Yeah.
times.
So that's the funny thing is we'll get these comments on YouTube and people are just like, why haven't you talked about X feature game and this
Yeah.
feature or whatever? I'm just like, when it comes out, we will talk about it when I have the game in my hands, because otherwise these developers cheat. They get us
Yeah.
talking up a game and talking about a game. If you
Yeah.
go back like 2 years ago, you and I are like, PlayStation Home, it's the game changer. It's going to come along and Xbox Live is fucked, man. They've got
Oh,
this whole
yeah.
online. I mean, like, I
They're gonna
remember
do
that
this-
episode.
I
I remember
know.
us recording that episode.
I know. And this was 2 years
2
ago.
fucking years ago. So
So like, forget it. I'm not done. I'm done.
we're
I'm not
getting
gonna
kind of
talk about
burned, right? So we're just getting to the point now where we will talk about something when there is something to talk
it.
about.
When we're in the beta and there's no NDA, when we can actually play something. So
Yeah.
like, apparently with Little Big Planet, the betas just went out today. So a lot, like tons of gaming sites.
people
were
are actually
giving out
playing
keys.
it.
People are playing it.
Where's our key?
So I got a key from Rasket. He actually, but he actually helped me out. But apparently, like, it doesn't work. There's some sort of weird problem
It's
because
like-
I tried to start it
Yeah.
under his account and it wouldn't let me.
So it's like tied to a specific.
Either that or it's
PlayStation.
region-based. So
Fuck.
I'm hoping maybe some NoobTuber has a US key and might want to...
If anybody got into the home or sorry the Little Big Planet beta and they want to hook us up, we will fucking thank you. We will fillet you on the air.
Yeah.
Use it
No.
well.
I think
So anyway,
that might be it.
that is
We're
it.
actually a shorter episode this week.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's our show for the week. Check out our website at noobtube.com and participate in our forums by clicking the button on the top of the page.
That's right. And if you're watching us on YouTube, there's a subscription button right over here. People debate what color it is, but it doesn't fucking matter.
Orange or gold?
Orange or gold. Also rate this video with 5 stars by touching my fabulous shaken junk. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Also, since it's nearing election time, we are starting a new project called Game the Vote.
Game the vote?
Yes, Game the Vote.
All you NoobTubers are over 18 and in the US, make sure you get to the polling places and make your vote counted.
Register today.
That's right. We don't care who you vote for or whatever. Just get out to the polls on November 4th.
Yes.
That's all for the episode. I'm Yuzo Watanabe.
And I'm Tobin Kozire. Audio engineering for NoobTube is done by Range $7 billion bailout strunk. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all next week. We're out.
See ya.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This genre is filled with racists, and you can tell who they are. And camping little fat boys who care about the KDR. Full of guns and bullets, and all of you can guess. Training little soldiers, we love the FPS. Headshots get you off and make you yell boom. You can even yell at kids to go outside their room. Even after they kill you, they taunt you with a tea bag, and they're not done in the lobby where they call you a queer or fag. The next type of game has characters with flair. Can't tell if it's a boy or girl by the clothing or their hair. A quest to save your girl, 100 hours or more. Players not used to the story could see it as a chore. Equip your swords and armor, side quests bide your time. Get your magic spells out to do damage of 999. My turn-based little heroes have done quests for G's. Whether it's Japanese or Western, check out these RPGs. This kind of genre is filled with mouse clicks. In the first 2 minutes of the game, you're getting zerg-rushed by a dick. Build orders and turtling, make some of these kinda lame. Bring out your Korean with the real-time strategy game. Some of them are fast and some of them are slow. Most people play them hardcore for reasons I don't know. Harvest your resources like minerals, wood, and gold. Keep up your economy and build your empire to fit your mold. The longest genre of them all, be a major waste of time. All the level caps, you will never see 99. Drink your Mountain Dew and eat a Dorito. I'm talking about the laser genre called the MMO. Fetch quests and the grinding will take years off your life, but who cares about RL when you have a skill tree filled with strife? Hop into Ventrilo and chat it up with your clan. Holy shit, check out the drops, a belt with +4 stam. Casual games are the bread and butter of old folks and housewives. What kind of gamer needs over 3 lives? Fling your arms around like a simian on smack. If you don't attach your wrist strap, you may get a TV crack. Platformers are simple, filled with too much jump and fall. All you need is one button to rule them all. Peggle, Zuma, Luxor, and tons of shovelware. All these types of gamers are born with solitaire. There are some of the genres that gamers like to play. Just remember that everyone likes something in their own little way. Yoo-hoo!